Most of us, especially men, we've been told that we shouldn't really show our emotion to other people. We should be suppressing our emotions, right? That's what we've been taught ever since we were born on this planet, right? And I'm here to tell you, well, yes, you shouldn't really, show your emotions to all people, because that would just make you weaker. People portray you as weaker in the social frame, right? But at the same time, what I want to tell you is that there's a difference between suppressing your emotion and expressing your emotion. And I'm not saying expression as in you express your emotion to other people, but the better word to use would be processing your emotion, right? Because most of us have been told to suppress our emotion, to hide our emotion. But how do we actually process the emotion? Because you got to remember, as you go through life, you get to different emotions, and those different emotions, there's a tank to how you're feeling. And so as you go on, if you don't let go of those emotions, you build up that tank slowly but surely. You just build it up, build it up, build it up. And yeah, cool, you might not be angry right now, you might not be sad right now, but those emotions are still present in your subconscious. So to give you a solid example of this is, let's say you ask out someone, right? You ask out a girl or a guy, depending on who you are, but they reject you instead. Now, there's going to be a lot of different responses according to different people. If you are someone who has experienced that same sort of rejection in your childhood, then you're going to react to that in a much more extreme way, in a much more powerful way than a person who has been secure with that sort of rejection. That is something which doesn't really faze them too much. Like, they know that there's a lot of people. It's not just that one person they were looking for. And so you would react differently to rejection to the person who has actually who knows that emotion. The reason why you might react a bit strongly to, let's say, a rejection is because that feeling, right? The feeling of sadness and that feeling of abandonment has been inside of you the whole time. And that is just seeking an outlet. And that sort of rejection that you faced was that outlet, and it expressed itself through that, right? What I want to teach you right now is that it's not the events that make you angry, sad, or happy, or anything like that. It's just a feeling inside of you trying to experience what's going on, right? And to make this a clear, concrete example of, again, I would say, let's say it's the same example of rejection. It's not that you're hurt because of the rejection, it's that you've had that thing inside of you, had that same emotion inside of you, and that emotion is now just seeking an outlet through that. That is the reason why most people might be hurt from rejection, but some people are like, yeah, cool, man, I'm just gonna move on, it's fine. It's because we haven't really processed those dark emotions, because to be honest, we've just not been taught how to process them. So first we need to look at why is it that we are told to suppress our emotions. It's just how society conditions us to believe, right? Suppress your emotions and everything will be fine. Suppress your emotions, make other people happy, don't make yourself happy, right? Because who are you? Like, just hide your emotions, make everyone else happy, be a people pleaser, go about life that way. But what I'm here to tell you right now, when I say I've been on that side where you're trying to please everyone, but at the end of the day, if you go to please everyone, you're going to be left exhausted. You're going to be left in pain, right? And I'm saying that from experience. Now, what I want you to realize right now is not really tangible to suppress your emotions, because ultimately, all that's suppressed, you're just filling up a tank. And when something happens, you just pop a hole in the tank and everything floods up. You get an extreme reaction. And so, in order to process your emotion, right, you just need to feel it. Because a lot of the times when we feel sad or when we feel angry, it's not that we are feeling that feeling. It's not that we are feeling angry. It's not that we are feeling sadness. It's just that we are resisting from feeling that anger. We are resisting from feeling that sadness. We don't want to feel those feelings. And that's the reason why we feel even bad. The reason why you feel angry or sad is not because you're feeling angry or sad. It's just that you don't want to have that feeling of sadness and anger. And so what I'm telling you right now, it should be your step one, right? It should be something that you do on a daily basis, is accept that feeling. Accept that it is present. No one will look at you and be like, oh, you're crazy. Accept it, because no one else is going to be like, oh yeah, I accept that feeling for you. Would anyone say that? No. And so you need to understand that you need to be the one who understands yourself. You need to be the one that checks up on yourself, right? And so you need to understand your own feelings. Like, just be like, don't say it out loud, I don't understand my feelings. Don't say it, just understand it on a mental level, on a feelingless level, on the way you feel, right? Just accept it. And then go through that emotion. I'm not saying go break some cars or do some weird shit, but just go through it. Allow yourself to feel it. And that is how you process your emotion, instead of hiding it and then just playing some games and numbing yourself. Because that's what I do. That's what I would do in the past. Honestly, sometimes I still do it. It's a habit that needs to be broken down. But when something bad happens, right, what we do is, right, we distract ourselves with YouTube, with video games, with food, with eating more and more and more food to just hide that feeling. But that feeling is still gonna be there because you haven't really let yourself to feel it. I'm not saying go and hide your emotions, or neither I'm saying go and express your emotion, cry, because expression in a way is you're still suppressing some of that feeling when you're expressing it. And so what I want you to do instead is just allow yourself to feel that feeling, because ain't no one doing that. Ain't no one letting themselves feel the feeling. And so if you do that, you're gonna see the change in your character as well. It's literally character development. The reason why you go through hardships is just because there was an unconscious need for that feeling to happen in order for you to learn a lesson, in order to get where you want to be. And so allow yourself to feel it and own everything that you feel, right? Don't be ashamed of how you feel. Own how you feel. Process through how you feel, and then eventually, as you go through that feeling, there will be just this feeling of acceptance of, oh, it's not really that deep. It's like going through a tunnel. It's like a dark tunnel. You go through it, you go on the other side, and it's like, oh, I passed through that tunnel. That's crazy. And so, that being said, I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the